So it is the next morning now. I'm going to start by wrapping the outside with completely the wrong wrap. Reading the forums, it's probably not going to work. And again, it's done by somebody with no talent and no tools. So this might turn out into just a complete mess, but I thought I'd start with an easier panel, just doing this section here. It only has one curve, it doesn't have a compound curve. So this is probably one of the easier panels on the truck. So we'll see how that's going to work out. So here goes nothing. I roughly cut out a piece, spray it down with some soapy water. I think I've seen people do that before. I have a piece here, try to peel it. Maybe. Come on, why does this not come separate? Oh, there we go. Got it. Got it. Oh, I don't think this is on there. It is not on there straight. Ah, and it tore. Darn it. All right, well that piece is junk. Again, I have no extra, so that's not good. Take two. Actually, I think this is a lot wider than I need. Well, based on a first experience, maybe I should leave it a lot wider than I need. I think I'm going to end up short. This might be where I bring in the torch and test the limits on this. Okay, just so everybody knows, I'm using this Oracal 651. A lot of the forums, even Oric houses, do not use this to wrap your car. It will not work. It's not stretchy enough, and it's very hard to work with. It doesn't have some of the car wraps have release pockets in it. The problem is, if I would have bought the stuff, the right stuff to do this correctly, it would have cost probably 3 times as much as the car is worth. So for what this is, I think it was about 70 bucks for wrap. I have enough to do most of the car. I was gonna do some gloss black stripes and spots that would be a little short, probably up the hood and down the trunk, and probably some Grand Sport stripes on the front fenders. We'll see how much I have. I already wasted a panel here. They ran out, and there's still some bubbles and stuff in it. What worries me is this was pretty tough to do, and this was probably the easiest panel of the car, is a sliding door. So there's still some bubbles. So we'll see how this turns out. I do the rest of the car. I probably should have taken the door handle off. I may end up doing that on the front doors and the other side. But one panel down and the rest of the car to go. That's what I got so far. Taking, I think, probably about an hour per panel. Maybe not quite that. What I'm finding with doing this too is I just planned on enough just to do the car, but you want to have a whole lot extra. So that's 58 inches across. Probably end up cutting it at 60. And then up and down, probably do about 25 inches. What I found with these big areas, you start on an area and you're starting to put it down. If this is just a little bit crooked like this, you get to the end, you don't know until you get to the end. You're having to peel this whole thing off and start over again. So if you've got a couple of inches of extra, you can always just cut it off. It's a lot easier rather than trying to redo it. That's part of the reason the first time I tried to do the door came out bad. It ended up being crooked. I peeled it off. It ended up sticking together, and then the whole thing just went into the trash can. Forgot my measurements. I think it was 60 by 25. For Plastidipping the wheels, this one here I just sprayed. I actually masked off around the edges, although it says you don't have to, you can just peel it off. Put down a light coat, put down 2 medium coats. It's saying to use 4 to 5 medium coats, 15 minutes between coats, which I did not wait that long. So that looks pretty good. I'll probably do maybe one more on there. This one's had 1 light coat and 1 medium coat so far. This one I did wipe down with acetone first. There's some spots on the first one that it wasn't getting covered. But subsequent coats, it looks like a lot of the spots got covered, but there's a lot of debris on the wheel. I'm sure you could just fill it in by putting more Plastidip spray on there. There's a little bit of a spot right there. I think it'll be good. It'll be good enough. I think the problem I'm gonna have is it says it drives the, number one, it drives the touch in 2 hours, and I don't want the van up on blocks that long. Number 2, we've got all this little cotton floating stuff from the trees that is ending up in everything. It ended up on the back side of the vinyl when I was doing that. It's ended up in the paint. It's ended up everywhere. The stuff's just floating around. So there might be some of that mixed in with the paint as well. So it'll add a little bit of character. So buying and selling used cars, you never know what you're gonna get. These rotors, there's no lip on them. These rotors were probably fairly new. The hub here, well, it looks like it's new. There's barely any rust on the outside here. So the hub's new. I would assume there's a new wheel bearing in there, but you just never know. But you look at these brake pads, see if I can get in there. These brake pads are about done. There was used rotors and drums inside the van when I got it. They had a big lip on it. They were definitely used. So it looks like probably when this hub and spindle and bearing were replaced, the rotor got replaced, but the pads never got replaced. So that's definitely something we're gonna have to look at. I got just a little more light left. It has been a brutal weekend. Just about got it done. I did not get the interior cleaned out. The interior is filthy, but I did get some additional decals put on here. And it's supposed to have rain tomorrow. I've been waiting for, have to wait for a good day to get some good pictures of the completed job. Just about got it done. I got a few panels left. And hopefully the sun and the cold are gonna help get a lot of the wrinkles out of what else is on there, because it looks pretty bad. But it's blacked out. At 100 feet, you can't tell. At 50 feet, at 50 miles an hour, it'll look really good. It looks like the park is closed.